right, hello everybody, and we are back for another bi-weekly reader. I want to say this is the 19th. So sorry that it took me so long to get this one out. I don't have excuses for you. I just kept delaying it, and I really like it to stick to being on a Wednesday, and so if I miss Wednesday, it's like, okay, I'm doing it next week then. And I had other things I wanted to do, and then, what is it? I have another video in the pipeline, which is my top 10 reads of the year. I actually wanted to get that out Monday. I even recorded it, but I wasn't satisfied with it, so that's just how it is, you know? But we have a nice pile of reading to talk about here today. And so let's go ahead and start with the first thing I read over the last little while. That was the Dragonbone Chair. So, hey, hold on. Before I talk about Dragonbone Chair, I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. I mean, really, it's just such a wonderful time of year. And I wish I had been able to get something out last time or during Christmas, but I couldn't. But I really hope you all had a fantastic Christmas, a fantastic turn of the new year, and a fantastic 2025 all the same. I hope the new year's been off to an amazing start to you. So, with that said and done, let's get into the reading. So, I finished the Dragonbone Chair. And this, oh my god, I loved it. I don't know how to talk about it because it was a slow book. It without a doubt, I understand why people were calling it a slow burn book. But I really enjoy it. It was like what's it called? I don't want to say it was exactly like Lord of the Rings, but you got that vibe. You got that vibe of we're walking, and we're exploring this nice place. I love that. I really love that kind of thing. And so I can just roll with it for God knows how long. I love it. It is my jam. So I just really enjoyed this, and the ending of this book. You see so many things that Tad Williams has influenced over the years. I mean, I am a very modern fantasy reader, and I've read a bunch of things from this era of fantasy. And then you go back and you read one of these classics, like Tad Williams, and you're shocked at how many things are inspired by Tad Williams. And I think it's so fascinating to go back and see where some of your favorite authors got their inspiration. I love it. And so getting to sit down and experience that was such an amazing feeling. And beyond that, I just enjoyed the book. I This book was something that actually I really liked in terms of it forced me to come to terms with the idea that I'm not going to read 100 pages every day. And that's just it's unreasonable to force myself to do that with everything else that I have going on. So just read. And that's really what I've gotten into the mood of doing nowadays. Really. And that's one of the reasons why I actually kept pushing this bi-weekly reader off is because I wanted to get this book done. But it's so slow. And again, it's not because it's bad. It's just, it's not even hard to pick up, really. It's just slow. So when I would pick it up to read, I wouldn't really read it for a long time. Also, my attention span is rotted to all high heaven. But really, at the end of the day, I love this book. You'd expect the ending to be a cliche. No. In fact, I expected the ending to be a certain way, but Tad Williams is just a fantastic writer. It wasn't really unexpected how everything turned out and came about in the end, but I did love how things unfolded. I thought it was fantastic. So that was that. I really love this book. I don't know how I would rank it, like how I would rate it. Would I rate it 5 stars? Yada yada yada. I don't think I'd rate it 5 stars, but I'd rate it highly. Now, I don't know what I think of this book, just because while I love it, do I wait for future books before I think about how much I liked this book? Because I love it, but I don't know where I would rate it. Just because, you know, I enjoyed the story, but it took me, like, it wasn't very easy to go through. I don't know why, but I loved it. So, and I think that's really what matters at the end of the day, you know? You love the story, and that's what it is. And by the way, just a side note, gorgeous edition of the Dragonbone Chair. I love the art. I kept flipping to the art pages. This might be the first book I've ever read with artwork end papers. So I kept flipping over to the end papers all the time. I loved it so much. Such a wonderful experience. So that was the Dragonbone Chair. Now, for what I am reading right now. I'm actually reading 3 different things, which is something I never do. Like, I'm trying so many new things, you know? New year, new me. That's not how it is. But, anyways, really, the first thing that I am reading right now is Soul Eater. I've been reading these perfect editions. So, when it comes to manga, I either read them online or I read the copies with nice paper. And Soul Eater is by the author of one of my favorite manga, Fire Force. And so I really wanted to check this out. And oh, it's amazing. It's so amazing. And I've been collecting these for a little bit, but I it's fantastic. Like, really, it's such a wonderful series. It's like it has this Halloween vibe. It's like let me I don't want to actually never mind. But like, you see the sun in this story, and it's like this has this maniacal grin on its face. No, I think that's more of the moon, but like, it's sitting in the sky with this maniacal grin, and it's so cool. Like, it both the the moon and the sun have like facial expressions depending on the time of day. Like, the sun is setting, it's like hyperventilating, it's exhausted, and that's so cool. Like, isn't that awesome? It's like the ultimate Halloween story. It's so cool. Like, it is the embodiment of, let's just go throw stuff at the wall and here's Halloween. It's so cool. And then, like, the people are called Meisters, and then they have these partners called Demon Tools. And so their partners will turn into weapons, like a scythe. And Death is like a literal person here. He literally runs a school. Isn't that awesome? Like, I just, it's the coolest thing. There's a zombie teacher. It is awesome. Like, what's there not to love about this kind of wacky, zany, just fun stuff, you know? And the story. So, coming from Fire Force, Fire Force was his most recent manga. And so I was a little worried that there was going to be a dip in quality, because, you know, I'm sure he'd grown as a writer when he went to Fire Force. Oh my god, I was wrong. Because one of my favorite things about Okubo, and that's the author's name, is his mysteries. It is the way he has everything unfold. And I was worried going into Soul Eater that it wasn't going to be as good mystery-wise, because I actually had read a little bit of it before, and I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And oh my god, the mysteries are so awesome. Like, they are so gripping. The mysteries here just get me hooked. I can't stop reading. And I mean, the basic premise alone, this girl and her partner are on like a bit of a journey. Their goal is to make her partner, so it's Soul Eater and Maka Alburn, and Soul Eater turns into a scythe, and his goal is to become a scythe, a death scythe, that can be used by the Grim Reaper. Isn't that so cool? And so, like, they're trying to become the best team that they possibly can in order to get him to be as strong as possible. And I think that's just the coolest base premise. It's this base effort of teamwork, and then it plays on this idea of fear. Like, it's literally Halloween incarnate. I cannot express this enough. And it's the idea of how will fear control you? Will you let it control you? How will fear affect you? How will the madness affect you? Every human being is a little crazy. Will you let your inner darkness consume you? Will you let the fear consume you? It's such an amazing premise. It's so simple, and it embodies Halloween to the peak. It's just so amazing, and man, I cannot recommend this enough. If there's any, like, gripe I'd have with it, it's that there's a bit too much fan service, but beyond that, the actual story is fantastic. The themes, the characters, oh, they're all amazing. Highly, highly recommend it if you haven't checked out Soul Eater. And then, the other two books I've been reading, Kings of Paradise. I was originally reading this as a buddy read between three people. One of us had to, it didn't click with him, and that's fine. DNF. And so, you know what? You gotta respect it. I think that's awesome. Like, you go, I can't do that, by the way. When I start a book, I finish it. I cannot DNF books. It's not in my blood. I finish what I start. I cannot. I wish I could DNF books. I really do. But I can't do it. I loathe the premise alone makes me sick. But it's honestly something I can respect for anybody who can do it. But this book is fascinating. I need to read more of it because I kind of stopped for a little bit. But I really enjoy this book. It's very dark. It's very grim. But I wonder where it's going to go. We follow these three characters. A girl who's trying to become a priestess and trying to change the culture of the priests. We follow a young prince who is viewed as a failure by his father, and he's growing to become into a leader, and he's probably my favorite character of the three, in my opinion. And then there's Ruka, who is a monster. Like, let's be clear. Ruka is a monster. This man ate the corpse of... Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? I actually don't think so. He's done, like, cannibalism might actually be the least of the things we gotta talk about how horrible he is. He's a monster. And at the same time, you see it, but also it's the fault of this world that he is a monster. Really, he is a product of their system, a product of their oppression. And you go, oh, you've created a beast. And woo-hoo-hoo, that's gonna come back to bite him. I guarantee you. But Kings of Paradise, I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites. I'm not hooked, but I very much am enjoying Kings of Paradise. So, my last other book that I'm reading right now is Gardens of the Moon. I finally got around to starting it. I love this book. I'm really enjoying it. Now, am I getting 100 pages in a day? No. It's dense. This is a dense book. And I mean, wow. It's when I sit down to read it, I can read quite a bit of it, but it's also just dense. It's not difficult to read, but we're bouncing all over the place. It's not, mind you, confusing. I'm not confused. I'm really going with the flow. There's a couple questions I have, of course, like what is a warren, but I have a guess and I can piece it together, so I'm not too worried. And one day I'll probably understand what it is. But I'm really enjoying it. I love the characters. Kruppa especially is a fantastic character. Kruppa is I read Gardens of the Moon once before, and now this is like my official I'm starting Malazan point. And oh man, I love Kruppa. He is such a delight. He's one of my favorite characters by far, like in media, period. He is so much fun. He refers to himself in the third person. He is like you can tell he's having fun screwing with people. And that is the kind of character I love. He's screwing with people, and yet even then, he has this deep respect and love for those around him. And I love that. Like, that is the kind of character I love most. That is, I'm playful, I'm jovial, I'm all these things, and you can see they're like whimsical, they screw with people, but yet at the end of the day, they take care of their own, and they love their own. Those are my favorite characters, personally. That we know when to be serious, and we know when to be just joyful in their own way, and I think that's awesome. I think Gardens of the Moon, so far, I'm really enjoying it. I love some moments, like any interaction with a god, and mind you, isn't that so cool? Like, any interaction with a god in this book is so cool. This is the kind of stuff I yearn for in fantasy. That is, like, this humans outwitting divine beings, or out just beating them in some way. And then there's like these moments where there's like, look at this. Do you see that thing? Do you see that? It's a literal like flying city. That's Moon's spawn. I love that. Are you kidding me? Isn't that so badass? A flying city. Yeah, you've probably seen it before, but you know what? I love flying things. I really couldn't tell you. Actually, I could tell you why. But I love floating islands, floating cities, like things like up in the sky. Just they make me feel like a child. I get so giddy and excited and happy. I think it's the coolest thing on earth. It's one of my favorite things in any fantasy. Like, if you have a floating city, like, I love your book. That's it. Really, honest to God, if you just shove a floating city in there, it doesn't have to make sense. I don't care if it makes sense. I love it. That's it. I love it. I love you. You are an amazing human being. You are an awesome person. Thank you. We don't get enough of it. I really don't think we get enough of floating cities or like floating islands, like floating things in the sky. It's so cool. I don't know. I think it's the coolest thing, but I think Gardens of the Moon is so interesting. It's fascinating. And any interaction with a god, especially, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is awesome. And then I'm so intrigued on where this story will go. I don't remember where this ends outside of like one thing. And I also want to get to Deadhouse Gates. I'm so excited to reach Deadhouse Gates that you just I don't think you understand. I have been excited for Deadhouse Gates for years. I want to read that book, and this is finally my gateway to experiencing that, and that is so cool to me. So, that is Gardens of the Moon. I'm really enjoying it. I love the cast, actually. I'm going to linger on this real quickly. I love the cast of Gardens of the Moon. And is there any that I dislike? I can't think of anybody in this cast that I just dislike. I enjoy reading about all these characters. And so, yeah, that is all I have to say on Gardens of the Moon. Now, what will I be reading after Gardens of the Moon? Godspear. So, I will be continuing the Triumvirate Revelations, which is honestly beginning to be one of my favorite series of all time. It's so amazing. It's such a wonderful read. Like, when you start one of these books, you can't put it down. That's one of the nice things, especially with the fact that I've read Dragonbone Chair and I've read Gardens of the Moon. Both are books where, when I pick it up, I am going to read a certain amount, but it's not going to be a lot. When I pick up Godspear, when I pick up Triumvirate Revelations, I just don't stop. It's just steamroll. Oh, it's beautiful. It makes me feel so happy about myself as a reader. I can pick this book up and just boom, 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 boom. L.L. Stevens is just an addictive mastermind. Everything she's written so far is amazing. So I have no doubt that Godspear will be just as wonderful as everything else that she has written thus far. And, I mean, also, I actually want to talk about this. Sweet, sweet lady. She gave this to me for free. She wrote a little note. She even put the date in which she signed it. This one specifically I treasure. This copy, this book, The Godspear, I treasure very much. And it's also my favorite cover among hers. So, I am definitely very excited. And especially to be caught up before the final book in her series comes out, The Rill Lord. And I will be actually talking about these books with Chris from The Bearded Book Beast at some point soon. We haven't set up a time for any of these. We just don't know when he's going to finish Sordanian, and then we'll set up a time and start talking about these books, because I love these books, and I'd love to hear his thoughts on them too. Now, what will I read after Godspear? I have no idea, if I'm being honest. But let's take a pick. There's actually 3 or 4 different options, like, that are in the front of my mind. But the 2 main ones are Hidden City, finish Hidden City. So you've already heard me talk about this. I love this book so far, and I would like to finish it physically. Just really be able to sit on it, really enjoy it. It's such a fantastic book, so, I mean, how can I not? It's a wonderful coming-of-age story. I really don't have much more to say, and the mysteries here are so enticing and gripping, and so that is all I have to say. It reminds me a lot of Farseer, actually. It reminds me a lot of Assassin's Apprentice, and, like, the way I felt seeing those slice-of-life moments. I really, really enjoy it. And so, the other option is House of Suns. House of Suns is a standalone. Oh, a nice standalone. I haven't read a lot of standalones, and I want to change that this year. But House of Suns is, like, it's about an immortal who is, like, is trapped in this infinite house. And I don't really know much more about it. But one of my favorite things in all of fantasy and sci-fi is exploring the concept of immortality. I think it's such a fascinating premise, a fascinating concept, and we don't see it delved into enough. And I understand why, because it's a very difficult subject, because nobody has the experience, the life experience, to write about a 10 million year old dude, because he's seen the rise and fall of empires. He's freaking seen dictators rise to power and then seen them get destroyed. He's seen so many things. He saw Babylon get burned to ash. And he saw the Library of Alexandria's destruction. What are you supposed to do with that? That's insane. I think that's fascinating, and especially if that's your point of view. I've heard amazing things about this book, so I really, really, really want to check it out. And to speak of, it's a standalone too, to boot. It's just, that's so nice. I mean, I read so many series, and I have so many series on the backlog, that getting to read a standalone is really nice. And I also want to read a little bit more sci-fi. I mean, everything right here is fantasy, and then a nice sci-fi to throw in the bunch. It sounds really nice to me. I really enjoy sci-fi too, and this one sounds like something that would be right up my alley. So, I think that is about all I have to say for today. I don't have much more, but thank you all so much for watching. Have you read any of these books? What do you think of them? I would love to hear your thoughts. What are you guys reading? I really enjoy interacting with you in the comments. I mean, yeah, oh, and to you all, I hope you all continue having a fantastic 2026, and I will see you all next time.